Mention Hong Kong, and most people immediately picture luxury. Gleaming skyscrapers, designer shopping, rooftop bars, and a city that seems built for people with deep pockets. But that's only half the story. The real Hong Kong isn't found behind five-star hotel doors. It's in the bustling street markets, the family-run food stalls, the ferries crossing Victoria Harbour, and the neighborhoods where everyday life unfolds. It's a city where some of the best experiences cost surprisingly little, and many of the most unforgettable ones are completely free. Forget the expensive tourist checklist. In this guide, we're showing you how to experience the heart of Hong Kong without draining your wallet. From incredible local food and breathtaking viewpoints to hidden gems and unbeatable public transport, here's a complete 3-day budget itinerary featuring 7 amazing things to do in Hong Kong, almost for free. Day 1. Kowloon Grit and Glow. Our journey starts the minute you land at Hong Kong International Airport, and so does our first budget strategy. Number 1. Skip the Airport Express to take the A21 City Flyer bus. Most first-time visitors make the exact same move the moment they land in Hong Kong. They follow the signs to the Airport Express, pay around $15 for the ticket, and race into the city a few minutes faster. It's convenient, but it's not the smartest choice if you're traveling on a budget. Instead, step outside the terminal and catch the A21 City Flyer bus. For only a few dollars, you're not just buying a ride into the city, you're getting your first sightseeing tour. Head upstairs, grab a seat by the window, and let the city reveal itself, one neighborhood at a time. As the bus rolls away from the airport, you'll pass massive container ports, busy highways, residential towers, local markets, and streets that most tourists never see from the train. It's a slower journey, but that's exactly what makes it special. You get to watch Hong Kong gradually come to life. The towering skyline grows larger with every mile, mountains rise behind clusters of skyscrapers, and the rhythm of everyday life begins to unfold outside your window. Before you've even reached your accommodation, you've already experienced a side of the city that many visitors completely miss. By the time the bus pulls into Kowloon, the atmosphere changes instantly. The streets become louder. Neon signs flicker to life overhead. Food stalls fill the air with the smell of roasted duck, fresh noodles, and sizzling street snacks. Crowds move in every direction, creating the fast-paced energy that has made Hong Kong famous around the world. Drop your bags at your hostel or guest house, freshen up, and don't waste the evening sitting in your room. Night 1 is all about soaking up Kowloon's unforgettable atmosphere. Walk without a strict destination. Wander through side streets, browse the late-night shops, stop for a cheap local meal, and let the city's energy pull you from one block to the next. Some of the best travel memories aren't planned. They happen when you simply slow down and explore. And that's exactly why skipping the airport train is such a smart move. You don't just save money, you begin your Hong Kong adventure the moment you leave the airport, turning an ordinary commute into your very first experience of one of the world's most exciting cities. Sensory immersion at Temple Street Night Market. Once you've settled in, it's time to experience one of Hong Kong's most iconic neighborhoods after dark. Make your way to Temple Street Night Market. The best part? It doesn't cost a cent to explore. As soon as you arrive, you'll understand why this place has become a favorite for both locals and travelers. The streets come alive beneath glowing neon signs with rows of open-air stalls stretching into the distance. Every few steps, there's something new to catch your eye. Vintage collectibles, handmade crafts, quirky souvenirs, traditional artwork, and merchants calling out to curious passers-by. But Temple Street isn't just a market, it's a performance. Listen closely and you'll hear the constant buzz of conversation, the clatter of walks from nearby food stalls, street musicians filling the air with music, and fortune tellers quietly reading palms beneath small lamps that have illuminated this neighborhood for decades. Then comes the aroma. Garlic sizzling in hot oil, fresh seafood hitting a smoking pan, rich broths simmering away, sweet desserts, grilled meats, chili, soy sauce, and spices all blend together into a scent that's impossible to mistake for anywhere else in the world. Even if you're not planning to shop, you won't feel like you're missing out. In fact, some of the best moments here come from simply wandering without a destination. Stop to watch a chef prepare dinner with incredible speed. Peek into tiny family-run stalls that have served the neighborhood for generations. Watch locals bargain over antiques while tourists photograph the colorful chaos unfolding around them. This is where Hong Kong feels completely authentic. Not polished, not staged, just alive. Take your time. Let yourself get a little lost. Turn down side streets, follow the sounds that catch your attention, and enjoy the atmosphere without feeling pressured to spend money. That's the beauty of Temple Street Night Market. You don't need an expensive ticket or a guided tour to experience it. All you need is curiosity. Because sometimes the richest travel experiences aren't the ones you pay for. They're the ones where you simply become part of the city, even if it's only for a single unforgettable evening. Symphony of Lights from Sim Sha Tsui Promenade. After soaking in the energy of Temple Street Night Market, keep the evening going with a short walk toward one of the most famous waterfronts in the world. Your destination is the Avenue of Stars in Sim Sha Tsui. Stretching along the edge of Victoria Harbour, this promenade offers front-row seats to one of Hong Kong's most unforgettable views. Before you even reach the railing, you'll spot tributes to the city's legendary film industry, including the iconic bronze statue of Bruce Lee. It's one of the most photographed landmarks in Hong Kong, and for good reason. Stop for a few minutes, snap a photo, and take in the atmosphere before continuing toward the harbor. Then find yourself a good viewing spot. Because as the clock gets closer to 8 p.m., something special begins to happen. The skyline across the water slowly comes alive. Tower after tower lights up, reflecting across Victoria Harbour as the city prepares for the nightly Symphony of Lights. Suddenly, lasers sweep across the sky. Powerful searchlights dance between skyscrapers. Buildings pulse with synchronized colors while music fills the waterfront, transforming one of the world's greatest skylines into an enormous outdoor stage. It's bold, it's dramatic. And somehow, despite being surrounded by billions of dollars worth of real estate, it's completely free to experience. For nearly 15 minutes, Hong Kong puts on a show that many cities could never recreate, blending architecture, technology, and the natural beauty of the harbor into one unforgettable performance. The best part isn't just the lights, it's the setting. As ferries glide across the water, the reflections shimmer beneath the skyline, creating a view that feels almost cinematic. Around you, locals and travelers stand shoulder to shoulder, all looking toward the same incredible panorama. Moments like this remind you that some of the world's greatest travel experiences don't require an expensive ticket. Sometimes all you have to do is show up at the right place at the right time. And standing on the Sim Sha Tsui waterfront, watching Hong Kong's skyline burst into light against the night sky, you'll quickly realize why this has become one of the city's most beloved traditions, and one of the best free experiences you'll find anywhere in the world. The 50-cent Star Ferry Harbour Cruise. When it's time to leave Kowloon and head over to Hong Kong Island, resist the temptation to take the subway. Instead, do what generations of locals and travelers have been doing for well over a century. Hop aboard the Star Ferry. Operating since 1888, this iconic green and white ferry has become far more than just a way to cross Victoria Harbour. It's a living piece of Hong Kong's history, carrying millions of passengers every year while offering one of the most spectacular city views anywhere in the world. And the best part? The ride costs less than a cup of coffee. As you board, don't settle for the lower level. Walk upstairs to the upper deck, find a seat by the rail, and let the experience unfold. The moment the ferry pulls away from the dock, everything slows down. A cool breeze rolls across the harbor, the scent of salt water fills the air. Behind you, Kowloon begins to drift into the distance, while ahead, the towering skyline of Hong Kong Island rises higher with every passing minute. Glass skyscrapers catch the sunlight. Historic buildings stand beside modern architectural giants. Ferries, cargo ships, and small boats crisscross the harbor, reminding you that this waterway has been the city's lifeline for generations. For about 10 minutes, you're not rushing anywhere. You're simply taking it all in. It's one of those rare travel experiences where the journey becomes just as memorable as the destination. No crowded observation deck, no expensive admission ticket. Just you, the harbor, and one of the most famous skylines on Earth unfolding right in front of your eyes. You'll probably find yourself reaching for your camera every few seconds. But don't spend the whole ride looking through a screen. Take a moment to simply enjoy it. Listen to the gentle hum of the ferry's engines. Feel the wind on your face. Watch the city move around you from a perspective that's impossible to experience anywhere else. In a city known for luxury, towering skyscrapers, and high-end attractions, it's almost unbelievable that one of its greatest experiences costs only a few coins. Sometimes the best views aren't found at the top of a skyscraper. Sometimes they're waiting right in the middle of the harbor. Michelin quality roast meats, siu mei, for $6. The moment you step off the Star Ferry and onto Hong Kong Island, there's only one thing you should be thinking about: food. Forget the luxury restaurants with tasting menus and white tablecloths. Those places have their audience, but if you really want to taste Hong Kong, head where the locals go. Walk through the nearby streets and you'll start noticing storefronts with whole roast ducks, glossy char siu pork, crispy pork belly, and golden roast goose hanging behind the glass. The rich aroma drifting onto the sidewalk is almost impossible to ignore. That's your sign to stop. Don't worry if the restaurant looks simple. In Hong Kong, some of the most unforgettable meals come from places that barely seem designed for tourists. Plastic stools, laminated menus, busy staff, and long lines are usually a good sign. You may even notice a Michelin Bib Gourmand sticker on the front window, an award given to restaurants that serve exceptional food at reasonable prices. Famous spots like Yacht Lock or Joy Hing have earned loyal followings for exactly that reason. When it's your turn, don't overthink the order. Point to the roast meats that catch your eye. A generous serving of smoky char siu, perfectly roasted duck, crispy pork belly, or tender roast goose arrives over a bed of steaming rice, often with seasonal vegetables and a rich, savory sauce tying everything together. The meat is juicy, deeply flavorful, and roasted with techniques that families have perfected over generations. The skin crackles, the rice soaks up every drop of sauce, and suddenly you understand why people travel across the city just for lunch. This isn't fast food, it's craftsmanship served on a simple plate. You don't need reservations, a dress code, or a big budget to enjoy it. Just bring an appetite and an open mind. Because once you've tasted authentic Hong Kong barbecue in one of these neighborhood restaurants, there's a good chance every takeout meal back home will be measured against this one. And very few will come close. Day 2. High peaks and concrete canyons. Day 2 is all about getting high above the city and then plunging right back down into its architectural canyons. The Peak Tram Trap versus Bus 15 and the Free Mall Terrace. No trip to Hong Kong feels complete without seeing the city from Victoria Peak. It's the view you've probably seen on postcards, travel brochures, and movie scenes. The skyline rising out of Victoria Harbour, surrounded by green mountains and endless skyscrapers. But here's where most visitors make the same mistake. They queue for hours to ride the famous Peak Tram, then spend even more money for a ticket to the observation deck at the top. You don't have to. If you want the same incredible experience while spending a fraction of the price, there's a much smarter way. Head over to Exchange Square in Central and hop aboard Bus 15. For little more than $1, you'll get one of the most scenic bus rides in Hong Kong. If you can, grab a seat on the upper deck right at the front. As the bus begins climbing the mountain, the city slowly transforms beneath you. Glass towers give way to lush greenery. Sharp bends reveal sweeping views across the harbor. One moment you're surrounded by busy streets, and the next you're winding through tropical forest with the skyline stretching farther into the distance after every turn. It feels less like public transportation and more like a sightseeing tour. When you finally arrive at the top, don't rush toward the ticket office for Sky Terrace 428. Instead, walk into Peak Galleria, take the escalators all the way to the rooftop, and step outside. Waiting for you is a free public observation deck with breathtaking panoramic views across Victoria Harbour, Kowloon, and the endless forest of skyscrapers below. The view is every bit as dramatic. The city glitters beneath your feet, ferries glide across the harbor, and distant mountains frame one of the most recognizable skylines in the world. Best of all, you didn't spend a fortune to see it. Sometimes the best travel experiences aren't about paying more. They're about knowing where to go. While everyone else is standing in long ticket lines, you'll already be standing above the city, taking in one of the greatest urban views on Earth, with extra money still in your pocket for the next adventure. Now that's a travel win worth remembering. Coming back down, wander through Central to the Central Mid-Levels escalator. It's the longest outdoor covered escalator system on Earth. Ride this moving balcony for free as it glides past street art, hidden temples, and bustling cocktail bars in Soho. Day 3. Ancient escapes and $2 Michelin snacks. Day 3 is about radical contrast, escaping the modern skyscraper maze to see what Hong Kong was before the money arrived. Tai O Village, and Michelin tofu for pennies. Before you wrap up your Hong Kong adventure, make time for one last escape, one that feels like stepping into a completely different world. Hop on a local bus and make your way to Tai O Fishing Village, tucked away on the western edge of Lantau Island. The journey itself is part of the experience, taking you far beyond the skyscrapers and busy shopping streets that most visitors never leave behind. As you arrive, the pace of life changes instantly. Instead of traffic and towering buildings, you'll find narrow waterways, weathered wooden walkways, and centuries-old stilt houses standing above the tidal canals. This is home to the Tanka fishing community, whose families have lived here for generations, preserving traditions that long predate Hong Kong's modern skyline. Walk slowly through the village. Listen to the gentle splash of boats moving through the canals. Breathe in the unmistakable scent of sea salt mixed with dried seafood hanging outside family-run shops. Watch local fishermen repair their nets while neighbors chat across wooden bridges that have connected this community for decades. There's no rush here. It's no giant attractions competing for your attention, just simple, authentic life unfolding at its own rhythm. After spending a few peaceful hours in Tai O, make your way back into the city for one final stop, Sham Shui Po. Often overlooked by tourists, this working-class neighborhood offers a side of Hong Kong that feels genuine, unpolished, and full of character. Street markets spill onto the sidewalks. Family-owned shops have been here for decades, and some of the city's best food hides behind the simplest storefronts. One place you absolutely shouldn't miss is Kung Wu Bean Curd Factory. Order a bowl of their famous tofu pho, a silky smooth sweet soybean pudding that's been loved by locals for generations. Warm, delicate, and incredibly comforting, it's the kind of dessert that proves great food doesn't have to be expensive. For just a couple of dollars, you're enjoying a dish that has earned Michelin recognition while staying true to its humble roots. And that's the perfect way to end a budget trip through Hong Kong. Not with luxury, but with authenticity. Because the real magic of this city isn't found in how much money you spend. It's found in the unforgettable moments and incredible flavors you discover along the way. So, after 3 unforgettable days exploring Hong Kong, let's take a step back and ask the question everyone wants answered. How much did all of this actually cost? You've wandered through the buzzing streets of Temple Street Night Market, watched the city come alive during the Symphony of Lights, crossed the harbor on the legendary Star Ferry, enjoyed an authentic Michelin-recognized roast meat meal, taken in breathtaking views from Victoria Peak, explored the peaceful fishing village of Tai O, and wrapped things up with a bowl of silky smooth Michelin-recommended tofu pho. Now let's do the math. The A21 airport bus gets you into the city for around $4. Exploring Temple Street Night Market, completely free. Watching the Symphony of Lights over Victoria Harbour, also free. A ride on the historic Star Ferry costs roughly 50 cents. A generous Michelin-worthy roast meat lunch comes to about $6. The scenic Bus 15 ride to Victoria Peak and the free observation deck at Peak Galleria? Just a little over $1. Wandering through Tai O Fishing Village costs absolutely nothing. And finishing the trip with a bowl of fresh tofu pho? Around $2. Add everything together. Your total comes to roughly $13.70 US, less than $14. Take a moment and think about that. For the price of a single tourist attraction in many major cities, you've experienced world-famous skylines, historic neighborhoods, local culture, unforgettable food, breathtaking ferry rides, mountain viewpoints, and one of the oldest fishing villages in Hong Kong. That's what makes this city so special. Yes, Hong Kong has luxury hotels, designer shopping, and restaurants where dinner can cost hundreds of dollars. But those experiences don't define the city. The real Hong Kong lives on its streets, in its neighborhood restaurants, aboard its ferries, inside its markets, and in the everyday places where locals gather. You don't need a luxury budget to experience it. You just need to know where to go. And once you do, you'll discover that one of the world's most exciting cities can also be one of its greatest travel bargains. Hong Kong's reputation for being expensive comes from luxury hotels and high-end shopping, things a real traveler looking for an adventure doesn't need to care about. The true soul of this city is out on its streets, in its public ferries, and inside its humble local eateries. It's electric, it's relentless, and it's waiting for anyone willing to step out and explore it. Which of these hacks are you using first on your 2026 trip? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world travel guides. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.